Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another YouTube video. It's been a while guys, but we're focusing on Ethereum today, brand new full video here on Ethereum. And you might think, what is this chart? What is going on here, Ryan? Well, I'm going to add a little bit of context to this chart, guys. If you're in the Patreon group, you will recognize this as we pointed out back in April the 7th. Our plan to spot entry accumulate Ethereum down in these positions and these boxes here. That major zone, negative Fibonacci's aligning with the 1400 zone and a 1300 zone, with that big overall box there that was looking to accumulate for Ethereum, with targets up and around 2500 and 3000 on the lower to medium time frame, and obviously higher time frame targets are much higher, guys. But this was all about the medium time frame on Ethereum, and it's okay for everyone to now call the Ethereum technology good as the market moves back to the upside. How many people had a plan, and how many people was pointing out that the trend line deviation was to potentially come for a market manipulation and a spot accumulation? Not many people. I know a lot of people that got very bearish, but you can see there, guys, with that trend line manipulation, one tap, two tap, the Fed tests, a couple of wicks on them daily time frames, but the candle body closes remaining above there, coming down to that 1400 region for a great spot opportunity and spot accumulation for Ethereum, as we now approach our first major target of around 2500 to 2600 on the medium time frame. So many people are going to say, yeah, okay, right, you got that right, but what now? So I want to point out what I'm spotting here on the lower time frame and wave structure that I've seen play out many times in the crypto market and in markets in general. We're seeing a very nice impulsive move back to the upside, which has left a lot of people questioning, when do I get back in? Should I get back in now? Unfortunately, the best opportunity was down here with the trend line manipulation, because now you could be in a situation where we're maybe getting an ABC back to the upside, and we're hitting targets up and around the 3.272 and that 4.414 extension. So I would expect, guys, at least a little bit of range manipulation here before a little rejection down, and maybe to correct the RSI in the lower time frame. I'm not going to take a look at the RSI, but I would imagine that we're a bit overextended. A move like this would potentially correct it, heading into a much bigger, powerful move where we see something like that, which for a couple of weeks, maybe a month or so, has us ranging in and around this region. But you'll see a lot of excitement come back to the market where people want to buy these tops and enter longs. And the likelihood is that the market is going to wipe them people out. You'll have people now entering longs with a big move back to the upside here. So likelihood is at least we come back to these levels. It just depends what type of wave structure we're going to get on the lower to medium time frame. And I've seen this wave structure play out many times where, I'll just redraw it for you guys, where right now we're in the middle of somewhat of an impulse, whether it's a 5-wave move of a C wave back to the upside, or whether it's a start of a much bigger move. Either way, guys, we probably take this high, we come back down, correct the RSI for some kind of running flat or an expanding flat, where we head into a much bigger move, and then we come back and create this type of channeling structure, which again will correct the RSI. But a lot of people want to come in and buy these tops, long the tops. Market takes them out a couple of times, corrects the RSI. Fear will likely come back to the market in a moment like this, whereas take a look at the excitement in the market today, guys, for Ethereum and what price we're at, 2,300. Imagine all of this nonsense happens. People would say, oh, I should have took profit, and likely end up selling there, where we potentially, if we just take a little zoomed out perspective here, guys, where we start to potentially get some kind of trend line retest. So chances are that if you're entering longs now, you're probably going to end up in a bad situation. The best opportunities was the spot accumulation down at 1,400. I've just changed to a different chart here, guys, so we can take a cleaner perspective look at this, and maybe look at the wave count, because you know, if that's a 3-wave move back to the upside and we've got some more chop to work in and around, and then impulse from this level, and we haven't actually had an impulse yet, that's an option. Whether we're beginning an impulse now, that is also another option, that we've potentially already got some kind of 1-2, 1-2. We're in a third wave here, or even the third wave of the third wave of the fifth wave. I know it's getting a little bit complex, guys, but we've seen this type of market structure play out, and that'd be that big correction that we're talking about before heading on to a much bigger third wave, where the fourth wave comes, heading into a fifth of potentially the first wave. So maybe I might be talking in riddles here, guys. It might sound like I'm talking in absolute riddles, but this type of wave structure is what we're looking for, because we've got wicks to the left hand side that likely come back and get tested. It's just when and how do they get tested, and what type of wave structure are we looking for this big wave to the upside, and how will that give us the clues on the higher time frame what to look for when we're looking at much higher targets for Ethereum. I can very much see this, guys, as potentially what I talked about in the last YouTube video. If you want to go check it out, go check it out. But I also talked about this being a potential free wave move back to the upside, and maybe many people would say, well, that's just corrective, right, and we're going to go set new lows, whereas in fact I believe we could then just get another free wave move back to these levels before then getting our final parabolic move heading into the end of the year or even into early 2026. So we'll have to take a zoomed out perspective here for that one, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about on the monthly time frame in terms of wave structure and Fibonacci. So let's take a zoomed out perspective here. If we are getting that free wave move back to the upside, guys, what I'm talking about is then potentially we've got a free, and we just need a couple more frees there before ending our triangular structure of a potential fourth wave, where we go for a massive parabolic rise to probably above $8,000 to $10,000 for Ethereum. Maybe it might take a little bit longer than what people are expecting, but we're in a situation now, guys, where we've been accumulating at very nice levels. We stuck to a plan back in April, like here, outlining that box to just spot accumulate and relax and let the market do the work. Very nice situation that we're in now, because from 1,400 we're talking about, you know, nearly a 100% move already, and it might seem a bit crazy to people to even think, well, what? Ethereum was down and in the gutter last month. Everyone's talking about how Ethereum's dead and it's never going to survive, but even just a little candle like that can bring back hope, bring back longs into the market to get wiped for a big triangular structure, an actual impulse to end the move, and heading into a multi-year long bear market for the crypto market, and potentially even wider markets across the economy. But we're not going to jump into that today. We're going to focus primarily on Ethereum. So I'm thinking, guys, targets that we're looking for: bearish candle fill here, major target 3,200 for then a bit of a rejection back down. Then we've got the bullish candle fill to come in and manipulate this range above and below, and maybe that's our final free wave heading on into the bigger targets. So in terms of bigger targets, guys, my target's going to remain the same of $8,000 to $10,000 for Ethereum, but realistically I think your major higher time frame target is going to be between 5,000 to 6,000, and you know, we've got much higher targets, 13. I don't think we potentially get to 20. I think we could potentially front run 20 and maybe top in around $18,000. That would be my much higher target. I know it's a long way off, but by the time we get there, people will call for 50 and 100,000. So in retrospective terms, guys, that would be my upper limit for Ethereum. Really, I'd look to sell quite a big majority if we're going for them all-time highs, looking at about the 3.272, 3.414 extension. But realistically, I think in and around that $10,000 to $8,000 region is a very nice target. That's 500% from current moves, and you know, massive potential gains for the people that was able to stick to a plan and buy at the lows. You're talking 500, 600, 700% at least. And I'm not here to say that this is going to happen, guys. I'm here to say, you know, we've been in a very nice situation over the last couple of months where Ethereum's given us a chance to accumulate at a level that we haven't seen in years. So sometimes you just got to take them opportunities, and it can be really hard to spot in the moment because people are calling for a bear market, people are calling fear. And it happens every single cycle, guys. By the time we see them people return to the market up and around the all-time highs, it's too late. Parabolic moves end quickly and they end big. massive waves to the upside. And that only leads to one thing: a big bear market to potentially come after. So for Ethereum, guys, you've got my targets. You've got the medium to lower time frame wave structure that we're looking for. We'll change to Ethereum Bitcoin right now. We'll have a little look at what's going on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. We've come back down to some very key levels here on Ethereum Bitcoin, and if anything, look at the small move that we got here on Ethereum Bitcoin. Look at that small candle. It just shows the absolute potential opportunities that are in the market at the minute, guys. To even just get back up to the next key level at the bearish candles against Bitcoin, we're looking at a 100 to 150% move to the upside. If Bitcoin is also rising, that stands instead for Ethereum to go on for a 200 to 300% move. But in the middle of that, we're going to get chop. We're going to get zones of interest where the market manipulate, trap longs and shorts. And this video is not really more so about trades. It's not so more about leverage trading. This is all about having a spot plan, having a spot entry plan in and around the lows. Yep, you could have took a couple of good leverage trades, but sometimes, guys, the stress of managing them leverage trades compared to just spot accumulating, relaxing, letting the market do the work, it's not even worth it. So that's why I say 90% of the time we're talking about spot accumulation in crypto. Then you're not opening yourself up to market manipulation. You're not opening yourself up to losing accounts. You're not opening yourselves up to liquidations. You're just sitting back, relaxing, following a plan, letting the market do the work. And of course, guys, we'll be following up with another video on the Patreon next with the Bitcoin dominance. We've done enough work over the last month on Bitcoin dominance and what I'm expecting there, and how that could potentially lead to a rotation of capital in the altcoin market. And if you want to check out the last few videos as well on YouTube, go ahead and do that. Should give you a good clue, guys, especially the Bitcoin versus the gold and the capital rotation of that 100 to 200 days. If you've not seen that video, go back and check it out. Of course, guys, if you want to join the Patreon, it is open at the minute. We're going to be shutting it very, very soon. Got enough members in there. Don't really want the group getting too large. It's always been the case, guys. So next couple of days likely will stay open, then we'll be shutting it again. All you get added benefits in there is extra analysis, couple of trade setups, entry, exit plans. You see what I'm doing. More videos like this just on a regular basis. So if you enjoy it, sit back, relax, let the market do the work, guys. If you like the video, give it a sub. Give us a sub. If you want to comment on the video, comment on the video. If you don't want to, that's absolutely no problem as well. But of course, remember, it's not financial advice. Just sit back, relax, let the market do the work. Take it easy, and I'll see you next time.